Hello, my little ghouls and goblins. Today we are going to be doing another video for Midnight Ghost Hunt. Today's topic is of the ghost's abilities and what they do. First up, we have the starting skill of Phantom. Phantom allows you to go almost invisible for a few seconds. No matter what prop you're in, it lasts for 6 seconds if you're standing still. This also applies to you when you're in your spectral form and not possessing a prop of any kind. If you're in a prop or your spectral form and you're moving around, it lasts roughly 4 seconds, regardless of the size. Be careful though, as it appears if you're in something that emits light, that the light still remains. This might cause hunters to look at that spot for longer as you come out of your invisibility and are now open and visible to them. The next skill available to the ghosts is in the form of Spirit. Now Spirit will allow you to fly very shortly after you use it. Be warned though, as any damage you take will cause you to come crashing back down straight to the ground. Whatever prop you're in before hitting the button, you'll still be in after the skill is done, unless you shatter. If you're using a small prop, you may shatter, like so. This skill is useful on maps that have a lot of verticality and you don't want to just throw yourself around without shatterproof. In addition to being very useful for being chased, it also allows you to escape from traps and harpoons that you may have been caught on previously. Have you ever been jealous of a mimic in games? To take the form of another hunter and confuse their team is the lifeblood of the Doppleganger skill. You become a copy of one of the hunters and can walk among them for a short time. Once you attack someone, however, you begin to float, like your spectral form, and can easily be noticed. So far I've seen the skill excel when the enemy isn't using a chat of some type and aren't paying full attention to who's around. If you see two people of the same name as a hunter, be careful, as one of them may just hit you from behind. Next, we move on to what I found to be the best way to take out hunters before midnight. Poltergeist allows you to hunt objects into doing your bidding. This skill allows you to poltergeist up to 5 props at a time, which then float up and await a hunter to walk near before throwing itself with reckless abandon towards them. As the items float, they can be seen rather easily though, so use the objects which are more easily hidden from a hunter's sight, such as beside a doorway they have to walk through. This skill is also really good to use when you're being chased, as most hunters won't try to shoot at the items floating, instead wanting to shoot you instead. A wonderful pairing of this skill is if you can get a friend to play and use a skill called Corruptor for some better damage. With our next skill, we delve into Telekinesis. This skill allows you to charge up an object and throw it just like you would yourself. That includes the glowing. This can trick a hunter into thinking you're about to jump away from them in panic. It can also be used to throw objects at the hunters in order to damage them. Be careful though, as most of the skills a ghost can use, they know you need to be able to see the object, so you must be close by. Definitely good to use on a weakened enemy who's all alone hunting you. Trickster is the next of our ghastly abilities. It works along the same line as Telekinesis, with the exception of not being able to damage the hunter with the objects thrown. You can manually control where it goes, so they may chase it. Just be careful, as once it's hit, it stops moving, and they may be coming back for you. So why don't you use that time to ghost them for a while? I'm sure they won't mind. This, along with many of the skills, has to be done within line of sight, but that can be improved with the starting perk. Alright, just listen to me. What if you just threw a fake version of your spectral form out and away from you so that you could run away? Well, that's exactly what Apparition does. From the prop you're currently in, the ghost will run randomly away, leading the hunters away from your current position. Once it's hit though, it dissolves, and now they know what prop it came out of. So don't be afraid to use this if they don't know where you're at, or if they're pointing their weapon straight down your throat. Whatever the case, just make sure to book it out of there once they turn back around. Do the hunter's traps annoy you? Do you want revenge on them for that? Well, how about you use the next ability, Death Trap, then? You get one Death Trap per trip to the shrine, and can place it upon the ground anywhere of your choice. Although, it's best used in a spot that has a little room to move side and side. This way, they don't accidentally avoid it. Maybe even be creative and have it trapped on the ground as someone's poltergeist objects to pummel them for not noticing it. The death trap reaches up from the ground and holds them for as long as they don't look down and shoot it. While it's hiding in wait, it's nearly invisible, but some eagle-eyed players may be able to spot it before it can capture the intended target. Miasma, in my opinion, is the best skill in the game. It's got the aggressive playstyle for use against the hunters and the generator, since the mist damages anyone or anything inside it. But say you want to use it as a defensive playstyle, well, you can just hide in the mist and jump away, or even revive your downed ghosts that haven't been vacuumed. In the same thought, want to consume a soul without being shot at? Pop the miasma on the body and eat that tasty, tasty soul. A good trick with this is to pop it in a doorway while being chased, and then double back on the hunters. Who's going to expect you speeding back towards them, as there's a deathly mist in front of them that they can't go through, and they'll either have to go around or wait for it to disappear. For our final ability, we have Corruptor. Now I'll be honest, until the melee weapons are used more, I don't see this as your typical go-to skill on this list. When the hunter shoots something that's corrupted, it deals a small area of effect damage, but even then, it's not that much. Now when they hit it with a melee weapon on the other hand, completely different story. Now having someone Poltergeist said corrupted prop is just chef's kiss. It's perfect. Not only does it hit the hunter, but now it explodes, dealing even more damage than it typically would. When you apply the corruption, it does briefly show to the hunters, so be sneaky about it when you can. Well, my ghouls and goblins, I hope you enjoyed the video of all the ghastly abilities the ghosts have to offer in this game. Why don't you comment down below what your favorite is, and until next time, I'll see you at midnight.